Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One. Thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the perennial fan favorite of the Rolex chronograph family, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona, reference 116509. You can see this white gold Rolex in-house caliber Daytona on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch, with accessories included, additional high-resolution images, and of course, complete pricing details. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that the Daytona has a very classical stance. Dimensionally, not much has changed since the debut of the first automatic Daytona with the Zenith movement in 1988. The main ergonomic innovations have been the introduction of solid end-link bracelets, milled-out links, and an altogether heftier wrist impression because of it. So in terms of outright dimensions, we're still talking 40 millimeters across the round of the case, not including the chronograph pushers, the crown guards, or the crown. In terms of thickness, this is a very manageable sports watch for formal cuffs and tight sleeves. Only 12 millimeters thick, you can see it also has a generously sloped conical bezel and a stepped sapphire that makes it even easier to slide underneath a tight sleeve or dress cuff. This particular all-white gold example with white gold Arabic numerals is even more versatile and better suited to formal attire than the conventional Cosmograph, but make no mistake, being 100-meter water resistant, it's still a sports watch through and through. Now from lug to lug, the measurement that really matters is 52 millimeters, and I'll tell you why. I mentioned that the main ergonomic innovation of recent years, as the case hasn't changed, has been the introduction of solid end links to the bracelet. Now the solid end links have an outcropping horn. You can see it here. There's one on each side, and although the lugs themselves are relatively compact, that solid end link extends the watch horizontally to 52 millimeters across the wrist. So again, 42 millimeters across the case, but 52 millimeters effectively from extremity to extremity. That's the span across the wrist. It does feel impressive on the wrist. Rolex makes its own gold, and in the era of the all-solid links, you really do feel the heft of this timepiece on your wrist. It feels almost like a platinum Rolex from just a generation ago. That's how substantial it is. Now, the bracelet is of superb quality, and the clasp is very secure. I should mention that this being a Z serial number built from 2006 to 2007, it features the previous generation of Rolex Daytona clasp, but nevertheless it does include the 5mm EasyLink tool-free micro adjustment. Like the rest of the watch, made entirely from Rolex's own white gold, homogeneous and solid through, made in their own foundry, Rolex makes its white gold so that you can't scratch through to the yellow gold. Most white golds are not homogeneous, they have to be replated with rhodium. With Rolex white gold, that is never the case. Now, you can see that the watch features the traditional Rolex automatic 400 unit calibrated tachymetric scale bezel. You can also see that it's lost a little bit of its definition around the exterior. This one isn't perfect, it's one to wear, and I say, quite honestly, this is the daily driver to wear to enjoy a precious metal Rolex with impeccable provenance, mechanical integrity, and no concerns about the smaller things that distinguish a concours watch from a daily wear. This is one to wear without a care. Now, the nice thing about this watch is that it's also one with an exquisite dial combination. Matte black with white print and white gold Arabic numerals. This is distinctly upscale for the Daytona. Now, the watch has its origins as a utilitarian sporting timepiece, but this particular presentation is about as posh as it gets in the world of Daytonas, but it's not ostentatious, because with white gold, it's what some might call stealth wealth. It's immensely hefty on the wrist, and those who know don't have to ask, but it's not going to draw gawkers the way a two-tone or colored gold watch would. And of course, with that combination of white, black, and red on the dial, this is a look that's rare among Daytonas. Even in a Rolex-heavy office, you're unlikely to see another one of these. Now, behind the solid white gold caseback lies Rolex's in-house caliber 4130. Debuted to mark the new millennium in 2000, it replaced the previous Zenith caliber. It still has a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring, it's still free-sprung, it still has an exceptional power reserve up from the El Primero's 52. The 4130 actually has a 72-hour 3-day power reserve, and while it keeps the column wheel function selector of the Zenith caliber, it adds Rolex's own vertical clutch engagement mechanism, so the watch always starts without jump, stops without stagger, resets precisely to the index at 12. And if you do prefer constant seconds at center rather than a subdial, you can have hours, minutes, and seconds at center without any additional hazard to wear the movement or wear down additional train wheels. The vertical clutch simply engages, and from that point, there's no additional wear and tear on the movement. Of course, the watch does feature Rolex's Parachrome anti-magnetic hairspring, and the Z series was the inauguration of the even more anti-magnetic Parachrome Bleu. So the watch has all of the current Rolex standards internally. And of course, being a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, it is exceptionally accurate, third-party vetted, and when you pull the crown to extremity, you do hack the balance, stop the seconds, and permit precise synchronization to a reference time. This white gold reference 116509 is about as handsome and versatile as a precious metal Rolex can get. Sporty, formal. Again, this is the one to use as your daily driver. It can be whatever you want it to be. Find out what you want it to be and take it home on our website, watchyouwant.com.